Hello, everybody. So technically, Spooktacular is over, and I literally just made myself a note that was like, make a new intro because technically we have redecorated the room. I'm going to put this on my little planner for the day. Oh my gosh, you were in a different tab. Did that scare you? It's like, oh no, we just dropped the beat. It's all good. It's all good. Nostalgia intro. We'll just say goodbye to the Spooktacular intro, which I love so much. But we have a new intro coming next week or on Wednesday because I will make a new one. Also, the Rough Draft Diaries have begun. So in the description here on YouTube, you can find a link to my Heart Breathings channel where I have started daily vlogs. My room looks like I was robbed. It's like, who took all my stuff? Somebody said it was the best spectacular yet. Thank you, Laura. It was like, okay, we're going to be doing a story. Some people, they be excited. Will they be, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I think you're right. I think it was the best spectacular yet. And I love that we get to just keep going with spectacular events. Cassie says hello from work. Who else is joining us from work? Don't tell your boss. This is going to be fun. So daily vlogs going on over on that channel. And if you want to see how my son is literally taller than I am now, you will see that in today's vlog, which makes me sad, but also like proud mama that we've gotten him this far at least. Oh, me, I work from home, still on the clock, same. Shh, don't tell anybody. Multitasking, self-care. It's just self-care. I took an entire week off of readings to get ahead, but true to my procrastination self, I did not get ahead. I didn't work on the story at all until the weekend. But let me tell you, Saturday was so much fun kicking off the Rough Draft Challenge, and I am having fun. And George actually looked at me just earlier this morning, and he said to me, I know you're not as ahead as you want, but I can tell you're loving it. And it's so true. Like I am loving the experience of writing this story. I love these characters and I can feel the anxiety of my main character and I can feel it kind of like a little bit of what you guys are feeling too, because it's like there is so much as the author that I know, and this wasn't true with The Witch's Key. This is a slightly different experience than The Witch's Key because The Witch's Key, I literally was deciding day to day what happens next. Like I had no plan, no plot. I never expected that book to be as long as it was. I thought it was going to be a short story. No idea. So it wasn't like every day was a discovery. With this book, every day is still a little bit of a discovery, but it's also, I know what's coming and how this is going to tie. And I know all the twists and I know the reveals of who these people are and what their powers are. And it's killing me because it is like, how do I just slowly drip this out? Because I want to just gush it out right now. Like, I know that sounds so gross. Sorry for the analogy, but I'm just like so anxious for you all to know. Yes. When you said Slate, I was like, yes, we get his POV. Today is just Bex. We're back to just Bex for now, but there's more Slate coming before the end of this book, and maybe somebody else. So we shall see. So I hope that you're loving the anticipation. I hope that you are enjoying the fun of reading this live. Thank you so much for all of you that get to, that have been here to support me through this because yeah, thank you. You're glowing and your joy is contagious. So I I finished this book, Amy. I finished the book, but I am also rewriting parts of it. So this episode, I rewrote 2,000 words of it yesterday. So we're still in I had a little bit of anxiety rereading it this morning. I was still tweaking things up until 30 minutes ago. Because I'm like, oh, if I had more time, maybe I could make it even better. But then again, this is part of the fun, and there will be more time to continue to edit and tweak it until the book comes out on the 21st. So this is a fun experimental kind of thing, and it's just we'll see. Like I know what's coming, but also I am rewriting pieces of it to make it stronger, hopefully, as we go. How long did you spend on all those parts and pieces before you actually started writing the book? This is a really good question, Denise. I worked on this starting last November, and I didn't get a ton of work on it last November. I sort of set up the notebook, I started planning and conceptualizing this sort of like, what does the shard look like? I didn't even name it the shard until later. I kept calling it a snow globe world because of Angela said, oh, it sounds like a snow globe. So I was like, what does the snow globe look like? But before I even started, well, I started writing the book in January. However, none of that stuff is still in the book. All of it changed, the entire premise, everything. So probably 8 months of working on the behind the scenes before I really started honing in on what is the real story. And the truth is, I could simply have worked on it for another 2 years, and maybe it would be better in the end. Um, Bex is my girl, so it's all good. Slake strikes me as a man of a few words, so few POVs from him would fit his character. Somebody left a comment that was like, please don't make this be a situation where it's like Stockholm syndrome and he's really cruel to her. Which I totally understand, because this is definitely enemies to lovers, which is a little bit out of my comfort zone in terms of the type of hero. Like, if you guys know Jackson, you know he's not like this at all, although he does have a dark side as well. But with Harper, he's not like this. But you can just put your trust in me. This is enemies to lovers, but this is not a dark romance. He will not chain her up. And if that's what you were looking for, that is not me. We're not going there. And all the more power to you if that's what you love. Oh my gosh, Shanana Globe. I love it. I have no judgment against dark romance. However, this will not be that dark. But they gotta be enemies first, and we gotta figure this out. And I feel like I could have gone even worse on the enemies than I have, but oh, thank you. Jennifer says it does not read like it's out of your comfort zone. We're trying. It's a mysterious side, and maybe it is a slightly dark side. We'll see. You'll get to know more as we go. All will be revealed, I promise. Mary, you made it just in time. All right, we are 8 minutes in. I have 9 pages to read today, which is just shy of 4,000 words. So let's get going. This is episode 7. I didn't ask for this. I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw flashes of gold light crawling over his skin, the runes burning patterns along his muscles like veins of molten metal. I could still feel the heat of him, the echo of that moment when the air between us had turned alive. When I opened my eyes, my heart was still racing. The magical energy in the shard seemed to be louder this morning, ramping up my anxiety, like something had changed last night that affected more than just me or Slate. I sat up, my body stiff and sore, and pressed my palm over the mark beneath my shirt. Slate and I were magically connected the moment he claimed me for his team, but our connection was so much deeper than I realized. What in the world had happened between us last night? I held a trembling hand in front of my face, remembering the way it had felt to touch him, to feel the heat of his body as whatever lay sleeping inside him reacted to me. Had those markings always been there? The look of surprise on his face as they appeared made me think he had no idea they existed, but how was that possible when I had seen them in my dreams? What was really going on in this place, and why was I really here? These questions plagued my mind as I got dressed. I needed answers, but I also needed to hurry. The morning air was cooler than normal, and the bell had already started to sound, vibrating through the walls by the time I tied my boots. I forced myself to move faster, even though exhaustion clung to me like fog. When I finally reached the training ring, the others were already there. Slate stood at the center of the arena, black uniform immaculate, posture rigid. There was no sign of markings or glowing runes on his body, and his expression gave away nothing. If he felt even an ounce of what had passed between us last night, he'd buried it so deep that not even the shard could find it. He didn't look at me, not once. My magic responded to his presence anyway. It was faint at first, but the moment his voice filled the space, the vibration of my core power deepened, spreading through me. I fought to keep my face neutral. No one here had any idea of what had happened privately between the two of us. I had to act as if everything was normal. At least until I could find time to pull him aside or find him alone. Slate stepped closer, and the pillar next to him trembled, as if afraid of his presence, the first sign that whatever had awakened inside him had not gone back to sleep. The markings may have disappeared, but something was different about him. Callie mentioned it first. What was that? The shards reacting to his temper, Brim said under his breath. Something's got him riled up this morning. Can't you feel it? Ilara smiled, eyes wild with excitement. It means he's going to push us until we bleed. Orion sighed. At least there's one person in our group who's excited at the thought of us all being tortured. Slate didn't comment. He only turned, voice calm but cutting. Formation. I stepped into line beside Callie, forcing myself to focus, but my pulse refused to steady no matter how hard I tried to control it. Slate barked new commands, and the sharpness of his tone left no room for hesitation. Every movement had to be exact, every strike deliberate. Unfortunately, my magic hadn't gotten the memo. I was messing up at every turn. When I focused too hard, my power surged. When I tried to rein it in and control it, my access to it vanished entirely. I could feel his judgment like static dancing across my skin as I attempted the crystal control exercise for the 5th straight time. Again, Slate called. I gritted my teeth, beginning to hate that word, and summoned another thread of light, aiming for the first target. My magic sparked wildly, snapping across the air like a whip. Brim swore as he jumped out of the way. Careful, witch! I'm trying! My voice came out louder than I meant it to, echoing across the ring. Slate's expression didn't change. Control it! The mark beneath my skin flared in response to his tone, heat spreading across my collarbone. I forced a deep breath, but the effort only made my vision blur. The light twisted out of control, striking the pillar behind him and shattering it in an explosion of violet shards that sent me flying backward. Hot tears stung my eyes as shards of crystal dug into the skin on my face, my hands, my arms. I never even knew I had magic like this, but I was expected to completely master it in under the most stressful conditions possible. I couldn't do this. When the dust cleared, Slate was already there. He didn't touch me, he just crouched beside where I'd landed, and even then, having him this close for the first time all day made my head swim. How in the hell was he so calm? You're lucky the pillar absorbed most of that, he said between clenched teeth. You could have killed yourself. I didn't mean to, I muttered, but the words sounded weak even to me. What I wanted to say was, I have no idea what I'm doing. But then again, that was painfully obvious to everyone standing here. I didn't belong in this group, and I was going to put them all in danger if I didn't get my act together. Whether or not you meant to doesn't matter, Slate said. Control matters. He stood and motioned to a nearby sentinel. Take her to Lavender. Make sure the damage isn't internal. We compete in less than 2 weeks, and I need her capable of battle. That was it. No concern, no softness. All he cared about was that I could fight. He was acting as if nothing had happened between us at all, and it was seriously pissing me off. As the sentinel helped me up, Slate turned away, already giving new orders to the rest of the team. My anxiety spiked again, not because of his orders, but from watching him walk away from me. Because of his uniform, I couldn't tell if the markings that appeared were still there today. All I knew was that he'd closed himself off from me, and whatever it was I was feeling about him right now needed to be closed off too. Thinking of him had seriously messed up my ability to focus and control my magic, and it was putting everyone here in danger, including me. The more I thought about it on the way to see Lavender, the angrier I became. Just who did he think he was anyway, threatening me? acting as if I was the one manipulating him this whole time. He was the one who refused to show even the slightest indication of what happened, as if it had as if it hadn't completely rocked his entire world the way it had mine. Well, I was done with his stubborn, egotistical attitude. If he wanted to put distance between us and focus only on the upcoming games, then so be it. I would work as hard as I could, practicing until I'd used up every ounce of my power, if that's what it took. I'd climb until my fingers bled if I have to. I was going to show them all that whether I belonged here or not, I was capable of winning these games. I would find my way to freedom someday, no matter what it took. I just needed to see to this injury first. Something definitely did not feel right. And as much as I hated to admit it, I needed some help to get back on my feet. The infirmary glowed with a soft amethyst light, and the air smelled faintly of lavender and mint, a soothing combination that made me instantly calmer, even as irritation still churned under my skin. Lavender was alone, bent over a cauldron that steamed in rhythmic bursts. When she turned, her pale hair caught the light like spun glass. "Bex, another injury." Her tone carried equal parts warmth and worry. "You're bleeding. What happened?" "I lost control," I muttered, sinking into the nearest bench. "Slate demanded I see you, just to make sure everything's okay." "And is it?" A smile tugged at her lips as if she knew a secret she didn't want to share. My cheeks warmed. Could she tell how I felt about him? "I feel wrong," I said, "like the shard keeps reaching for something in me I don't even know how to reach for myself. If I hold back, it spikes. If I let go, it tries to take everything. I don't know where the balance is. I've never felt this way before." She nodded and hummed softly as she uncorked a vial of shimmering green liquid. "The shard is awakening your true magic," she said. "The more you fight it, the more erratic it will become." "I wasn't fighting it," I said with a sigh. "I was fighting him." Lavender looked up, amusement on her face. "Ah, I see." She dipped a cloth into the potion and began cleaning the small cuts along my arms. I inhaled sharply as the mixture stung my skin. It wasn't exactly painful, but it wasn't pleasant either. I waited for her to elaborate on her comment, but when she didn't, I pressed her. "What do you know about Slate?" I said in a whisper, not wanting the sentinels outside to hear me. "How long has he been here?" "I know he's not what you think he is." She hesitated, gaze distant for a heartbeat, as if deciding how much she should share. "He's been here longer than anyone I've ever met. Some say the shard itself created him. Others think he volunteered." "Volunteered for what?" She gave a small, almost wistful smile. "For a lifetime of chains he can never escape." That wasn't an answer, not really. I frowned, staring at the way her hands moved as she worked. "And what does that mean exactly? That he can never go free, even if he wins the games?" Lavender didn't look up. "It means there is a darkness here most people refuse to see. And when you've been here as long as Slate and I have been, you no longer have a choice but to see it, to become it." A chill swept through me. "I don't understand." "I'm saying there is more to this ancient realm than even the regent herself understands." She looked up then, meeting my eyes. "And just like Slate, I do not think you are here by accident." My fingers drifted toward the dragonfly pendant hidden beneath my tunic. I pulled it free to show her, and the crystal wings pulsed faintly under my fingertips. "You recognize this, don't you?" Slate did too. "What does it mean?" Lavender's eyes dipped to the pendant. For a moment, surprise flashed in her violet eyes, and her lips parted. "You don't know who she is, do you?" She? Was this another reference to the person Slate had mentioned, Sabine? I wanted to ask her, but a sharp knock at the door cut me off. A sentinel's voice followed. "Time's up. Warden's orders." Lavender sighed in frustration. She moved quickly, pressing a small vial into my hand. The liquid inside shimmered between gold and violet like trapped sunlight. "For when your strength falters," she said quietly. "And Bex?" She met my gaze, her voice barely a whisper. "Be careful. Whatever is happening between you and the warden, it's more dangerous than either of you know." I avoided her gaze, unsure how she could tell something happened between us. Had he told her? Or was I really so transparent? I turned the vial in my hand, the glass warm against my skin. "I'm not afraid of him," I lied. "Of course not," she said softly. "But you should be afraid of what the two of you might become." Her words sent chills through me, but there was no more time to question her. The sentinels escorted me back through the corridors in silence. The hum of the shard was louder now, like the entire realm was warning me of danger. But I'd been in danger from the moment I followed Amelia into the Hall of Doorways, and I was still alive, wasn't I? I had to find a way to balance myself here, to survive. By the time we reached the training ring, the others were already running combat drills. The sound of crystal and steel collided in sharp bursts that made my head ache. Slate had shifted the ring into a multi-tiered arena, platforms rising and lowering on timed pulses of light. A violet banner flickered over the far wall, and two crystal orbs hovered near the ceiling. With 2 weeks left, it's time to train in more realistic scenarios. This is more like something you would see inside the game, he said, without a glance in my direction. Timed objectives, moving terrain, enemies that never get tired. He snapped his fingers. Two constructs unfolded from the floor. They were made of faceted crystal and shadow, shaped to look almost human, but with 2 long arms and no eyes. They weren't sentient, but I had a feeling they'd still hit as hard, if not harder, than any living opponent. The objective is simple. Secure the banner and protect the 2 orbs until you hear the chime. If one of you drops, you all fail. We ran it 3 times, and we failed 3 times. First, because Alara got pinned on a lowering platform. Second, because Brim turned back to criticize me for going too slow. The entire group ended up in an argument about the most efficient way to get to the banner, and the constructs took advantage of the distraction, reaching it first. The third time, it was my fault. My magic surged too hot when the platform dropped under my feet, and I overcorrected, blasting the crystal construct clear across the arena. It might have been an impressive show of power had it not knocked Callie off balance, causing her to drop the orb. She laughed. "Whoa, calm down. We've already had 1 trip to the infirmary today." I grinned despite myself and flicked my fingers, sending a faint thread of magic that tugged her pigtail loose. She gasped in mock offense, then retaliated, hitting me square in the chest with a harmless burst of glamour that temporarily turned my armor pink. Ilara clapped from the steps where she'd been waiting for us to start over. "Finally, someone's learning to loosen up and have a little fun." "I'm pretty sure fun is forbidden," I said, laughing as I wiped glitter from my sleeve. But before the laughter could fade, Slate's voice cut through the air like a blade. "Enough!" The sound froze everyone mid-breath. My pulse jumped as I turned toward him, and his silver eyes met mine for the first time all day, cool and unreadable. "Do you think this is a joke?" he asked, his voice carrying easily across the ring. "Showing off and losing focus is how entire teams die in the first challenge." The laughter evaporated, and I felt every eye turn toward me. "I wasn't showing off," I said, heat rising in my throat. "We were just wasting time," he interrupted. "You, of all people, cannot afford that right now." "Well, if you have such little faith in me, maybe you shouldn't have picked me for your team in the first place." The words slipped out before I could stop them, sharp and reckless. For a fraction of a second, his composure cracked. A flash of emotion crossed his face. Anger, frustration. Then it was gone. He turned away. Do it again, and this time take it seriously. I clenched my jaw as I watched him walk away. Maybe Lavender was right. Whatever was happening between us was dangerous, not because I was afraid of him, but because every time he looked at me, I forgot what I was fighting for. The next morning, the tension hadn't eased. Slate's commands came sharper, colder. He'd increased the difficulty of every drill, added longer runs, shorter rests. Even Orion broke a sweat as we worked. We'd moved from repetitive drills to more realistic shadow game scenarios, testing our magic against monsters made of shadows and obstacle courses rigged with endless traps. By midday, the team was bleeding and exhausted. Sweat dripped into my eyes as I tried to hold my focus steady through another precision challenge, but my power kept slipping. Again until it's right, Slate ordered. I bit back a groan and summoned another thread of light, pushing it toward the target crystal. It snapped apart halfway, flaring too hot, too fast. The blast singed the edges of the crystal, and Slate's head whipped toward me. You aren't even trying. My teeth clenched. I'm doing the best I can. You're overthinking, he said sharply. Learn to control it. I can't control it when you're standing this close to me. I snapped, the words leaving my mouth before I could stop them. It would have been fine, except that he was nowhere near me. He was clear across the ring, but I could feel his every movement as if he were standing right next to me. The air stilled. Even Brim froze mid-step as the tension between us rose. Slate's eyes met mine, cutting straight through me. You're not ready for this. How could anyone be ready for this place? My chest burned as I spoke, anger pulsing through me. I didn't ask for this, but now I'm here and it's your job to teach me. So if I'm not ready, that's on you. Maybe you don't really want me to learn. He stepped closer, shadows gathering in his silver eyes. You think I'm your enemy? I think you want me to fail. His expression hardened, the anger flashing there so real it made me flinch. If I wanted you to fail, you'd already be dead. For a heartbeat, neither of us moved. The shard hummed beneath my feet. Maybe you should have left me in the dungeon, I said. That would have been easier for all of us. He moved so fast I didn't see it coming. 1 second, he was across the ring. The next, he was standing so close, the air between us pulsed with power. Do you have any idea what I've risked just to keep you alive? He said, voice low and dangerous. You think I enjoy watching you stumble through every order I give? Every mistake you make risks us all. This isn't a schoolyard game, Bex. It's life or death. I held back tears, my pulse hammering in my chest. Then stop treating me like a child who doesn't belong here. His eyes narrowed. Earn your place, and I won't have to. The silence that followed was electric as our eyes locked. Every breath between us charged, burning. I hated him for those words, for all the things I couldn't say, all the things I didn't understand. I hated him for being right, and yet part of me wanted nothing more than to lift my hand and touch him again. My entire body trembled with the yearning of it, even as my mind told me to hate him. The floor shuddered once, faint as a heartbeat, rooting my feet to the ground. Light fractured across the ring, bending toward the terrace in ribbons of violet and silver. For a moment, I thought it was my magic reacting to him again, but then everyone around us gasped. We both turned to see her standing on the terrace above us, framed by the cold violet light of the false sun. The regent's expression was neutral, but her eyes gleamed with something more, like a cat watching mice caught in a trap. Well, she said, voice smooth and amused, this is quite the display of discipline. Slate went rigid, stepping back as though distance could erase the growing tension between us. Regent, he said tightly, bowing his head. She descended the stairs with calm confidence, her footsteps echoing across the training area as she approached. Every movement was controlled, predatory. "I told you to break her," she said softly, looking me up and down. "But from where I stand, it seems she's still very much in one piece." My blood went cold. What exactly did she expect him to do to me? "She'll be ready for the games," Slate said. "I certainly hope so." When the regent looked at him, something fluttered through her gaze before she could lock it down. Desire, rage, longing. She blinked, turning her expression to stone once again. "If she isn't, it won't just be her blood in the sand." Her gaze slid toward me again. "Tell me, little witch, how did someone like you end up on my strongest team? Are you capable of winning these games? Or is your presence going to get them all killed?" The mark on my chest burned. Every instinct screamed to fight back, but Slate's warning look held me still. I didn't dare respond. Instead, I bowed my head, bending at the waist. Let him deal with her. "I'll push her harder," Slate said. "See that you do, or I will." She turned, her sentinels falling into step behind her. "You have 2 weeks, Warden. If she doesn't prove herself worthy in time, I trust you know what must be done." She paused at the bottom step and turned her head slightly so I could just see the profile of her face. "There are so many others who would kill to take her place." When she disappeared through the corridor, the silence she left behind was suffocating. Slate exhaled low and unsteady, his anger palpable. I didn't move. I couldn't. The most powerful person in the Amethyst Shard had just threatened my life. Callie was the first to move. She stepped in front of me like she could block the regent's order with her body. "We'll make sure you're ready," she whispered. "She doesn't get to erase you." Alara and Orion moved to stand with me, not saying a word. Brim didn't move, but I saw it in his eyes too. Not solidarity exactly, calculation. If I failed, they all paid, and he understood exactly what that meant. When Slate finally looked at me, the distance separating us felt infinite. His gaze held the quiet precision of a man rebuilding his walls, brick by brick. Whatever door I'd managed to open inside him last night, he was closing it now. But I could still feel it there burning between us. And whatever it was, it threatened to destroy us all. End of episode 7. It's so fun, but it's also so hard to figure out exactly how much do I reveal in each episode. What does the reaction need to be? Because there's so much. I know the front door, right? It's so hard to turn off the alarm. Sorry about that. An amethyst love triangle. Is it Wednesday already? Keep going. So good. Oh my gosh. I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Clap, clap, clap. I love it. And you guys definitely remembered that we do the episodes. I have not sent any of the pages yet because I had to make it harder on myself. Because I said I would annotate them and I haven't done it. So hopefully I'm going to sit down and do that right now because Evie wants to watch a movie with me. So hopefully I'll do it right now. Thank you, Casey. That means a lot coming from you because you're so talented. Always the Sarah hanger. I have shivers. Thank you, Jen. Is there a candle we can light to rid ourselves of Regent? She's such a hater. Picking myself off the floor. Oh my gosh, I love this. This is just making me so happy. Oh, I love you guys. Yeah, put in hashtag episode 7 if you would like to enter to win today's pages annotated. Officially canceled. Oh, she is you just have no idea. You have no idea. We need to get a shattering mirror sound bite for the beginning of these episode readings. Oh my gosh, that would be so good. Now you've got me thinking about my new intro. This yes, that is exactly it, Kathy. It's like there's so much that I wish I could just be like telling you, but it's got to come in time. It's got to come in time, and this is just the beginning of a massive journey. And this telling this type of story is difficult in this. It's a challenge, and that's why I think I'm having so much fun. You guys, I love that you're loving this. Yes, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Quick, get the sage out for the priestess. I know we need to like make sure. George was like, "Oh, she's cruel, isn't she? I can see it. I can smell it coming." The regent is a jelly belly. Sees that flash of desire in her eyes when she's looking at Slate. And yeah, I can't say anymore. Can't say anymore. Entirely too short. I love that it feels that way. When the book cover comes up, we need a soundbite for sure. I'll work on it. I'm gonna work on it. She's so Regent. I love it. That's perfect. That would be a good broken glass is the sound of my keyboard at work. Oh my gosh, that's cool. Really curious to see the conflict from this. Yeah, so in the is the feeling connection they have for them like fated mates. Yeah, you're kind of getting that little bit of a sense here. And I think Lavender, what you see with Lavender is her obviously understanding it more so than maybe even Slate or Bex both understand it. So it's like, who is Lavender? So the um, part of the challenge of this type of story is that push and pull of like, and this is true for all shadow demons, is like, how much do I reveal and how do I make sure there's not too many questions going and that I am answering some things as I'm bringing new things up? And that's always a challenge. Now I understand why this had to be written before SCS 12. Oh, Abby, there's so much more. I really encourage you, if you are loving this, go read the Shadow Demon Saga. There's 11 books with some spin-off stuff, but I promise you, you will get so much more out of that 12th book if you read this series, but you also read that. I know you're holding off so we can see it in the game. So I'm curious what exactly they're practicing doing. Yeah, you're just kind of getting a little bit of a sense of it. So in this one, we have moving platforms, but there's also kind of a capture the flag sort of like moment here. They've got to get to the banner and then they have to make sure no one steals the orbs. And they're just practicing against these crystal sort of non-sentient magical beings. And there will be some pieces of that you'll see in the Amethyst games. And so the hierarchy of this, like a little bit I've talked about before, is that they're training as a team, but there are also other teams from that initial Scarf trial that are also out there in their own little versions of arenas training as well. And we're going to start to see them this week as we move into the prep for the Amethyst games. And then they will all compete against each other here in the Amethyst games. But then as we move into the next books, they will begin to branch out into some of the other shards. So not just Amethyst, but Citrine, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald as well. So the world starts small and will begin to grow as we go. I can't wait to read it all at once. I know. And I'm definitely going to be adding and changing a few things as we go. So hopefully a little bit more will be added to the final version. Yay, biggest saga yet. Yes. Oh my gosh. It sounds so good. Slate sounds super hot. I know we need some good, we need some fan art. And I've had several emails from people that have said, I would like to create art for this. So if that is you, also know that if you've already emailed me, I do see your email. I'm getting back to people this week. If you are good at artists or you have a favorite character artist and you want to send me their information or their Instagram account or their Pinterest, I would love to see, because I would love to commission some art for this as well. And somebody did already put an idea of what Slate and Bex might look like, I think, in the Discord server. That was really great. So just, let's get it going. Let's get some visuals, because I feel like this is such a visual series. For those of you in the Broken Chapter Society, I did share with you the artwork that I had commissioned from an artist that's kind of like the library of the Broken Chapter Society home. So I'm reaching back out to that artist to see if he will also do a vision of what the training grounds or the shard looks like. So if you ever have something you're like, oh, I really want to see, like obviously we want to see each of the characters, I think, but also if there's a certain scene that you want to see played out or whatever, let me know. Like the castle, it'd be really fun to do the castle stuff too. Um, I love you guys. Okay, let's make sure that we go ahead and um oh no, you had to turn me down. You forgot my headphones. Oh, you're working late. That's okay, Timona. Come back and catch the replay. It's all good. Um, oh, Lavender, you guys are good. Oh, I just can't. This is so much fun. I hope it's fun on your side too, but it's fun for me. I'm on book 5. Um, Wouldn't it be scary if Lavender is the amethyst priestess in disguise? Oh my gosh, that would definitely be scary. How do you write nasty characters like the Regent when you're so sweet? How do you get in that zone? I will say that it is difficult for me. It's difficult for me to even write Slate and Brim because I tend to think like just adding conflict is difficult. But hopefully I'm doing it. Hopefully I'm doing it. I feel like I stretched myself and the limits of my talent so much in The Disappearance of Vanessa Shaw that hopefully that is carrying over to me being an even better writer in this one. And I know that there are, you can't compare yourself to other people, but I will just say, I know I have a long way to go still in being the kind of writer that I want to be, but I feel like I can see my own improvement, which feels really satisfying. Thank you. Crystal says you will not be disappointed reading The Shadow Demons. It sounds like a lot of books, but they're so good you will fly through them. Yeah, it does sound like a lot of books, but the first few are short and also they're very fast. Fast to read. When I flew through Beautiful Demons, I read it in a night. Now to read book 2, yay, go see plans. You're doing an incredible job of building the stakes. I love how you've created an extended universe. Dead in seconds. Wait, what is this? I missed it. You know the meme with the woman scowling at the guy as he admires another woman? That's your book marketing meme. Exactly. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. We've got it's on replay. It's on replay. Okay, let me pull up the giveaway for the pages and let's do this. Dun dun dun. Kelly said we wouldn't survive the games, instant death. Okay, I got it. Oh, you've definitely kept improving. Desiree, you are the winner of today's annotated pages. All you have to do is send me an email, sarah@sarracannon.com. I'll put it in the chat and I will send these out to you. Like I said, I'm going to be working on them today, so hopefully I'll start getting them out tomorrow. Thanks everybody for coming. I have not even sent emails out to all the winners of the Spooktacular games yet, just because I'm very much in a state right now where I'm like, okay, I need to be keeping things as sustainable for myself as possible. And it's like not only Preptober and Spooktacular, but we've had a lot of stuff going on for fundraising and things like that as room mom for Andrew. Plus we have dance performances, gymnastics, like the kids are just going crazy. We've got book stuff going on, as well as Andrew's got spelling bee that he's practicing for, award ceremonies and baseball practice. So it's not that I haven't had any time to send things out, emails, but I just have not felt like it. So thank you for just giving me a few more days. But if you want to see who won, they are listed on other than the last couple of giveaways that we did over the final days, the grand prize and everything else is listed now on the blogs if you want to check it out. I love how the scarf game sounds like a sweet romp with scarves, but it's not that. You can die. Absolutely. Oh, thank you, Vanessa. The next spelling bee isn't until December, but we're practicing because I know the more we practice now, if he wins and goes to the bigger one, we'll be more prepared than we were last year. So this is so much fun. I just love you guys. Thank you for giving me this amazing gift of being able to read this with you all, because it's really satisfying and it is really, really fun for me and sparking every bit of my joy and creativity right now. So it is well appreciated. And thanks for coming back, even though October is over. We will have episode 2. Is that Kuromi? Yeah, this is Hello Kitty, Sanrio and Friends. This is the new ribbon covers from Erin Condren. So we got My Melody and Kuromi. There's a Hello Kitty one that's like pink and red. There's a Pom Pom Purin one and a Cinnamoroll. They're so cute. I love it. What does your shirt say? It says pretty girls read books. Don't we? Yes, we do. We all read books. I hate to even tell you, Casey, because I know you just got an Erin Condren order. I love the My Melody one. There's my sweet girl. Why do you look so sad? What's wrong? Well, if you're gonna be sad, I'll help you in just a minute. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here. I'm gonna go hang out with my sad baby here and my son. And where'd you go? Oh. They say a little prayer that they're not getting sick. I also, I have a procedure. It's supposed to be an outpatient procedure tomorrow, and we'll find out tomorrow if it needs surgery. So if you want to send good vibes my way, I don't think it will affect our readings or anything, but if it does, I will let you know. But I plan to still be here.
Mama, what's that thing that says?
Hugs, Evie, and hi, Evie. Oh no, Evie, enjoy your movie. We're going to go hang out and watch a movie upstairs, okay?
Wait, what movie is it?
I don't know. You get to choose. Yeah? You want that mommy Evie time? We're going to go buy her some new shoes too. All right, you guys, thanks for being here. Episode 7 is complete. We still have 5 action-packed episodes to go. This is probably the calmest one that you will find until the end, probably. So enjoy it, and I will see you guys on Wednesday. Love you. Say bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.